Yeah, the link will be on line card. So with all that being said, guys, again, for those who don't know me, my name is Andrew Conspiris. I'm 19. I've been partnered up with this company for the past 16 months now. Just been an incredible journey. I'm not going to really touch too much on my story, but just what I really want to hammer in on is like the personal development that you get with this. Like public speaking was like one of my most hated things. Like I was in policing, and I was a staff sergeant in the class. That's the team of school, so I had to public speak, and I'd like go up there like, oh my god, what are they thinking? And now it's like you couldn't pay me to do it, but now it's something that I really love to do. It's something that to empower and inspire other young people and other people to pursue whatever they want. So with all that being said, I would like to show you guys, start this off with a bang, and show you guys a video that's really touches on this whole movement that we're a part of, and it's really relevant to what we're doing. It has to do with the new Martin Luther King movie that's going to be coming out. So if you guys just sit back, relax, and enjoy.
One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours, it will be ours. Oh, one day, when the war is won, we will be sure, we will be sure. Oh, glory, 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 oh, glory, glory.
Hands to the heavens, no man, no weapon formed against, yes, glory is destined. Everyday women and men become legends. Sins that go against our skin become blessings. The movement is a rhythm to us. Freedom is like religion to us. Justice is juxtaposition in us. Justice for all just ain't specific enough. One son died, the spirit is revisiting us. True and living in us. Resistance is us. That's why Rosa sat on the bus. That's why we walk through Ferguson with our hands up. When it go down, we woman and man up. They say stay down, and we stand up. Shots be on the ground, the camera panned up. King pointed to the mountaintop, and we ran up.
One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours, it will be ours. Oh, one day, when the war is won, we will be sure, we will be sure. Oh, glory, glory, oh, glory. Now the war is not over, victory isn't won, and we'll fight on to the finish. And then when it's all done, we'll cry glory, oh glory, we'll cry glory, oh glory,
Selma is now for every man, woman, and child. Even Jesus got his crown in front of a crowd. They march with the torch, we gon' run with it now. Never look back, we done gone hundreds of miles. From dark roads, heroes, to become a hero. Facing the League of Justice, his power was the people. Enemy is lethal, a king became regal. Saw the face of Jim Crow under a bald ego. The biggest weapon is to stay peaceful. We sing, our music is the cuts that we bleed through. Somewhere in the dream we had an epiphany. Now we right the wrongs in history. No one can win a war individually. It takes the wisdom of the elders and young people's energy. Welcome to the story we call victory. The coming of the Lord, my eyes have seen the glory.
one day, when the glory comes, it will be ours, it will be ours. Oh, one day, when the war is won, we will be sure, we will be sure. Oh, glory, my Lord. Oh, glory. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Wow. So that's a really powerful video. Give me like goosebumps watching it. Pretty incredible. When's the movie come out, by the way? I didn't catch that.
March.
In March? Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
next week.
Active. March is already next week. Wow. So guys, enough with me. I'm going to stop speaking. I'm going to pass it off to the next speaker. Absolute privilege that I get to welcome him. What he's been able to do, in my opinion. So we've all been having like these like really big thoughts about like this whole what we want this movie to be about, what we want this whole revolution to be about. What I think he really did with everything so far is take all the thoughts and put it into something physical. Something that somebody new could actually get something tangible to watch, to really understand more in depth. Without him, none of us would be here right now. It's an absolute privilege and my honor to welcome Mark Patterson Daddy, or Felipe Gabriel. Give it up.
Cool. Thank you, DJ Bobby Silva. Make some noise for Bobby Silva. All right, cool. And lots of noise for Andrew. I always love hearing that guy share the stage. Amazing leader. Once again, I want to thank everyone for coming out. Obviously, you guys look outside. It was a struggle to get here, but you guys made it. So huge props to you guys. I want to give a huge shout out to everybody live on Ustream who couldn't make it, especially you guys out in the UK. Guys, make some noise for everybody on Ustream in the UK. All right, cool. So I'm excited. I'm fired up. I mean, how are you guys feeling right now based on launching last Saturday? What's the energy like? I mean, there's a lot of crazy excitement happening. I mean, I don't know what you guys thought of that video, but I found it really relevant with our movement and what we're trying to do. One of the biggest things that stood out to me, and I knew we were literally on a mission when I saw that, was it said it takes the wisdom of the elders and young people's energy. You guys catch that? Literally what we got going on here within this movement. We're taking the wisdom from so many of our mentors. We're leveraging young people and their energy, guys, and we're making some big changes. And it's only been 1 week since we've launched, and you guys are going to hear some of the success stories that we've encountered just literally within the last week and month. When we celebrate recognition, that's a little bit later. So I'm excited to keep rolling out more info, more value for you guys to be able to help you guys continue to evolve and take your business to the next level. So one of the things that we touched on last week at the launch was, we talked reexperiencefreedom.com, we talked the new website. We're going to talk more about it today as far as how to leverage it. I really want you guys to get a clear picture on the value behind the pillars and the tools that we just recently launched. But what I want to do right now is I want to walk you guys through what we touched on last week, which was projectlionhearts.com. How many of you guys remember the old former YPRalliance.com? All right, cool. So we've obviously evolved and rebranded to make it more consistent with reexperiencefreedom.com and some of the other things we've come out. So what do you guys think about innovation? Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing?
Great thing.
It's a good thing, right? I mean, the best companies in the world are constantly innovating. They're constantly changing. And that's what we're doing. Change is always a good thing, if you have the right perspective. We are constantly, as a leadership team, innovating to make everyone's life that much easier. When BK was down just a couple weeks back, one of the things he said to me, which really gave me, I guess, the freedom to say, you know what, let me run with everything that we're hearing from the field, and let's make those necessary changes. Let's be the innovators that any top company, any top organization does. And he said, when we switched from the network marketing model to an affiliate marketing model, which is a little bit more focused on customer acquisition, he said it really confused a lot of people. It became a lot of the language, a lot of the way we presented the information, it really became specific to customers. And that really took away from building the business. And at the end of the day, this is a business. And recruiting and finding business builders and obviously helping people is what's going to create the most leverage. So he actually voiced that one of the hardest things he had to make a decision on, and one of the things he looks back and kind of regrets, is making a lot of those changes and getting away from a lot of the things that were working in the past when it came to building this business. So I took everything that we've been hearing from the stage. I got together with the leadership team. We always constantly get together and mastermind, and also taking into consideration what BK was saying, And that's why you guys are constantly going to be seeing innovation, constant changes that are to help you guys grow and evolve. You know, the industry we are in right now is not the same industry if you go back 10 years, right? Before it used to be knocking on people's doors, you know, to get them to hear you out. Now we have so many different ways to share the story. So I just want you guys to feel really, really comfortable about change, you know, and about innovation, because that just means we're growing, we're getting better. So one of the things I want to do right now, guys, is I want to walk through this projectlionhearts.com. So projectlionhearts.com, the second you type in the link, you go to it, you're going to see the following, and you'll see success is a journey, re-experience freedom. And then you'll see begin my journey, Project Lionhearts. So if someone stumbles upon this page or you send someone this link, it's really foolproof. Either they're going to click on begin my journey, and this is meant for you guys. This is meant for affiliates. This is to help you guys get the training that you guys need to grow your business. Now, if you click on it, password protected, so you obviously need to know the password. And you would only really have the password if you are an affiliate. So if you are not an affiliate, meaning let's say you sent this link to a prospect, to a guest, what they'll do is they'll maybe perhaps click on Project Lionhearts, realize that it's not for them because it's password protected. So what they'll do is they'll click the other one. And the other one will just take them right to reexperiencefreedom.com. We're going to talk about that a little bit more later. And that's with the pillars, the videos, everything we launched on Saturday. What I'm going to do with you guys here right now is go into Project Lionhearts. So what's the password? Revolution. Okay, Revolution. So now the second you go in, and I apologize for everyone on Ustream that's getting a close-up of my beautiful beard, okay? But as soon as you go in, the first page, as you scroll down, you'll see it's very consistent to reexperiencefreedom.com. So you're seeing a lot of the same things. You're not seeing everything. You're not seeing all the videos. You're just seeing a couple key things to remind us as affiliates our mission, okay, and everything that we're about, including the pillars, who we are, et cetera, right? Cool. So now, at the very top is really what you guys are on here for. It's training. So it's the former ypairlines.com. Now, if you go to opportunity, what you'll have here is, if you scroll, it's the flipbook. Okay, so you can run a flipbook presentation directly off projectlionhearts.com. The reason why I would recommend, let's say, doing a flipbook, if you are going to do it online, or if you're going to do a Skype, and you're going to get this person to scroll through the slides as you're explaining it, the reason why I would get them to do it on projectlionhearts.com as opposed to just doing it elsewhere is after you've gone through that, they now know this site, they're more likely to fool around and play and see what else the site has to offer. And the material on this site is all from us. So it's almost like they're doing their due diligence, they're doing their homework, their research on this opportunity from our site. So are they going to get things that, you know, are positive? 100%, as opposed to going on Google and just, you know, finding things on their own. So you have opportunity there to do the flipbook. Now, training. If you click training, okay, there's the training slides that we do on our Wednesday night training webinar. This is the end-all, be-all training. This is the training that you, whether you're brand new, it's day one, or you've been involved for a year, doesn't matter. The goal is duplication, right? You need to be able to be that leader and train someone to be a leader too. So every single one of us needs to make it a priority to master this type of training. The training slides that you see on this tab here when you click training. Now, can you leverage your upline when you're brand new to do the training for your newest affiliates? Of course, but that's not something you want to do for the rest of your life, right? You want to become dependable and independent. And we also have the webinar. So every Wednesday we have the training webinar that's based on these slides. That's also recorded. So you can always constantly, you know, resort back to the webinar to train yourself on how to train using these slides yourself, okay? Because it's way more effective if I'm brand new, if I'm teaching Brad myself, than just saying, hey man, go on a website and, you know, watch this recorded webinar. If I can train him myself, that means I know the material, right? I own the material. So don't just let the recorded webinars or your upline do the trainings for your newest affiliates. You got to get really, really good at training them yourself, and it's all here for you guys on the training tab. Now, affiliate action plan training. We know that there's a series of videos that BK and some elites have recorded for the 8 steps in the affiliate action plan. Anybody have an affiliate action plan on them? Want to wave it up in the air? Making sure you guys are bringing your tools. All right, perfect, cool. So we got some affiliate action plans. So it's an 8-step system. So here's all the videos that BK and the elites have done based on every single one of the steps. Okay, that's under training. Skill development training. So coming soon, right? We're constantly rolling out new things for you guys, trying to give you guys as much value as possible. So there's a couple of videos coming out to help you guys build a business. The mindset of a Lionheart. So when someone's new to the team, what is the mindset and the heart that they need to possess to be successful in this organization? So we'll have a video that touches on that. We'll have a video that touches on piquing interest, inviting, sharing the story, which is essentially presenting the flip book, closing and overcoming objections, the affiliate launch meeting after you got someone started, how to do an affiliate launch follow-up, duplication, key points on that, and then plugging in and promoting. And then the last video, which is already up, it's just a Darren Hardy video that kind of talks about the roller coaster ride of entrepreneurship and just enjoying the journey. Okay, and then at the very bottom, there's an invite process on how to invite people to the tool reexperiencefreedom.com. And myself, Stell, and Judy, we're going to walk you guys through that a little bit later. So this is all under training. Then there's personal development. Okay, so there's some key personal development videos that are on here. Then there's also motivation videos, which really highlights a lot of Eric Thomas. Okay, all these videos are really, really good videos. Now plugging in. Plugging in is very, very simple now for you guys to constantly stay plugged in. So we promote plugging in part-time. So you'll notice here, there's the Vima Lip Opportunity Webinar. Whenever you need that link, you just simply go to click here and it's going to take you to the webinar. Okay, anytime you guys need those links to send out to people, it's everything you're ever going to need is going to be on projectlionhearts.com. The Vima Opportunity Webinar, the Team Training Webinar, the Body Program Webinar, okay? Our monthly training and recognition events. So as you can see here, it's updated and it will constantly be updated. This is today's event right now. The Saturday Tom Alcazan call, the live Vima call that happens once a month, the first Tuesday of every month. And then it promotes, obviously, Vegas as well, too, with links that take you to registration. Like, literally everything's here. Cool? All right, pre-recorded webinars, so just under plugging in. So if someone can't log into a live webinar, if you want to be able to send someone a flipbook presentation, all the recorded webinars are all here. The Vima Opportunity, the Team Training Webinar, the Body Webinar, and then a Lip Webinar. Okay? And these are constantly going to be updated as you guys see some of the new changes that we're rolling out today. So we're going to be updating some of these webinars as well. But in the meantime, it's all here. Tools. It's simple. We know what tools we need to build this business. They're all listed here. And then for you to order these tools, being that this is your business, you just simply go to the link. And this takes you directly to vimaswag.com, which is where we all order our tools. And then just there's an Upliance page, okay, which just shows, like, you know, the leadership team and support. Anybody ever wants to reach out, ask any questions, they can reach out to any Upliance as well on here. And then last but not least, there's just a contact, okay? And then just on the far right side here, on every page, you'll see Vima News. So if you click Vima News, it'll take you right to everything to do with Vima. It's just vimanews.com, okay? So other than that, guys, I mean, everything we pretty much need at this point is on Project Lionhearts as far as developing our skill set, training your newest affiliate, including yourself, to build this business to become successful. It's always going to be here. So it's a tool, leverage it. If you ever have a question, what we're trying to create is an answer called www.projectlionhearts.com, right? So think about how duplicatable that is. It's like someone comes to you with a question. You don't want to keep always having to spoon feed your newest affiliate. You want them to start becoming, you know, independent so that they can teach their newest person where to go for information, right? So projectlionhearts.com. Yeah, we're just trying to make it as simple and as easy as possible. So how do you guys think? How do you guys feel about that? Not good? All right, cool. So let me close this. Head back here. All right, cool. So that's projectlionhearts.com. Now, one of the things I want to do, I don't know if this is working. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so plugging in. Okay, let me just real quick for a lot of, you know, the new guys and girls, the importance of plugging in. Okay, it's the campfire effect. So the analogy we always use is when you're surrounded by a campfire with some of your friends, family, you know, you guys are having a good time, you're talking, you're sharing stories, you're nice and close to the fire. How do you feel? You feel good, right? You feel cozy, everyone's having a good time, you feel warm, right? And probably an important feeling when you consider that this is what? A love revolution, right? You probably want to feel that way. Now what happens if for whatever reason you need to walk away from that campfire, that circle of friends, you gotta go to the washroom, whatever it may be. As you start moving further and further away from the campfire, how do you physically start feeling? Cold, right? Every time you walk one step further, you're getting colder and colder and colder. Well, this is how this business works. The more you guys are surrounded, right, and circling people who are in the same, movement as you, the team here, how do you guys feel when you guys plug into events? How did you guys feel last Saturday at the event? How are you guys going to feel after you see recognition today and everything that we're rolling out today? You guys are going to feel good. You're going to feel glad. You're going to be appreciative of the fact that you came out despite anything, including the weather. So the energy that you get from plugging in is what makes you build this business, because everything is energy. Okay, so we all, after a monthly recognition, we all go our separate ways, and we all go on the grind, and we all do our best to share the story, to get people excited from a physical and financial standpoint. But do we all go through our ups and downs? Do we all go through our struggles? Do we get a lot of no's in the process? 100%, that's the journey, right? We got to fall in love and really embrace that. But what keeps us going is every time we get right back and connected to the team, get our energy back up, because then again, it provides us the fuel to go and do it again, every single month. So imagine if you could plug in almost every single day, right? You're just going to have constant positive energy fueling you every single day in your day-to-day activities. So that's why it's so important to plug in so many different ways. And what we're going to do right now is just highlight a couple key ways for you guys to plug in, okay? So when it comes to websites, vimavideo.com, these are all the key videos that VK and head office, home office has put up on a website that they feel is relevant for any affiliate. Okay, so vimavideo.com, vimanews.com, which we just you guys quickly just saw. You can get it from projectlionhearts.com as well too. Obviously, projectlionhearts.com is a big one. And last but not least, networkmarketingpro.com. Okay, that's Eric Worre's site. Tons of value there as well too. So if you want to become a professional in this industry, you got to develop a professional skill set. And Eric Worre is one of the best at helping people do just that. Then Facebook. So Facebook, you want to make sure that you're following and you've liked the Vima Facebook page, right? So you're constantly up to date with what's going on from Vima directly. Follow and like BK Barreco on Facebook, right? That's the head captain, that's the CEO. You want to make sure, okay, that you are always working in line with BK's vision. So you got to know where this guy's coming from, right? Because what's the point if you have a vision and it's like, you're going this way and BK's going that way? Are you going to be successful if you're going that way if the CEO of the company steering the entire ship is going the opposite direction? That's why one of the biggest things you guys have to study, myself, we have to study as entrepreneurs in this vehicle called Vima, is our head captain and our coach and our CEO, BK Barreco. You want to be up to date with every little move that this guy is making, because he's giving us the secrets on what moves to make, on what direction to take. Okay, so you got to pay close attention to what he's up to. On Facebook, obviously the new Facebook group, Project Lionhearts. Okay, so make sure you're a part of that. Now, I'm going to say this here, it's not up there yet. It will be up in the next few days, but I was hanging out with Star Exec Paul Gaukowski yesterday, and he brought up a really, really interesting point. We are going to most likely take the Facebook Project Lionhearts group and turn it into a fan page, turn it into a page where you just simply like the page. And what's going to happen is it's going to become a community of people. Okay, it's going to be a community of people where anybody can post valuable information. So there's a lot of posts right now in the new Project Lionhearts group that's amazing content. Some great videos, sharing some great stories, talking about love is the answer, the revolution, tons of value. But not hypothetically, but this is a business, right, at the end of the day. So it's like if we are trying to get certain information out there, let's say the leadership team, as far as the next event or something that you guys need to know, but there's constantly a lot of people posting stuff on the group, it flushes a lot of the key information that we need to get out there as far as announcements go. So the current Project Lionhearts Facebook group right now, which is a closed group, we're going to make it so that only admins, which will be leadership team, can post. So what you're going to see on that group is going to be just relevant announcements specific to you guys, Vima, etc. But then the Facebook fan page, which will be the community where everybody can post, that's a free-for-all. But focus on providing value. And that doesn't mean they all have to be affiliates on this community page. So this is where if someone you know is really interested in health, well, this is a community page where we should be promoting different health articles, different health videos. Just make it a community of value. Let's get other people who aren't necessarily Vima affiliates a part of this community and a part of this culture. Because once they are a part of this community and culture that's providing value, isn't it so easy now, if we build relationships with some of these people, to right hook them into Vima as a vehicle? 100%. So no one's really doing that out there, which is genius, because if you look at some of these other movements like collective evolution, how many of you guys are following collective evolution, or spirit science, or there's so many of these different movements that have millions of people in their Facebook fan page as a community, and Vima right now only has 100,000. So just let that sink in for a second. Vima has 100,000 people following and liking their Facebook page, and then you've got these communities like, let's say, Collective Evolution, that's got millions of people, right, that are literally promoting the same stuff we're promoting, but they just don't have a vehicle called Vima just yet. So imagine we start creating that community, and all these communities do is just pump out value. We start creating that community of people that are not necessarily Vima affiliates. It's so easy to now talk to them about Vima, because you're seeing the common theme here amongst this group called Lionhearts, Project Lionhearts. Okay, does that make sense, guys? You guys get that from a social media standpoint? Okay, cool. So that'll be up real soon as far as Facebook goes. Instagram, you can go ahead and already add. We haven't posted anything yet because this is all coming this week. So follow Project Lionhearts for Instagram. Make sure you guys are following at Vima and at BK Barreco as well too. Okay, and then for Twitter, it's at Pro Lionhearts and then at Vima and at BK Barreco. Okay, so the more you are constantly consumed by plugging in via Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, some of these websites, and more importantly, being physically present at events, okay, that is where you're going to get the most energy. You guys are going to be really successful, because the number one rule in this thing is be coachable, right? That's the number one rule in winning in this industry, is be coachable. And number two is what? Plugging in, right? So if you're following number one, you're going to follow number two, right? And that's just really what I wanted to highlight, guys, is plugging in. So Project Lionhearts, we already walked through, we talked about. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to welcome Stella and Judy in a minute. They've obviously been the biggest reason why we are all here today, with Rick as well too, being the visionaries, being really the masterminds behind a lot of this stuff. And it really was from their experience. Again, you have some extremely successful people here in Rick and Judy and Stell who have taken everything that they've learned over the years and have provided us so much value and mentorship where we can succeed, okay, with this vehicle called Vima. So a lot of what you guys have saw with reexperiencefreedom.com, Project Lionhearts, everything has really come from these guys. So they're going to walk you guys through, along with myself, their take on how valuable this 8-pillar system is outside of Vima. Just like, it's critical for Vima and your success in Vima. But we're talking, this is bigger than Vima at this point, right? We're talking life now. So help me welcome, guys, our mentors, our leaders, Stelios Nikolakakis and Judy Duke. Next floor.
Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon, everybody. You guys excited?
Yeah.
How many of you were here last week? Okay. How many of you wish you were here last week? Okay. Thanks for coming out again, guys. Thanks for last week, the energy, everything that Phil talked about, staying plugged in. We're going to hit on certain points in order for the energy to transfer from what happened last week to this week so we can put the rubber to the road. How many of you want to take the energy, put the rubber to the road, and walk out of here so that the campfire goes with you? Okay, because that's the whole message I think that we're going to hit on. My name is Stelios Nikolakakis, for those of you that don't know me, 43 years old, platinum leader. Absolutely excited about what this movement's all about, and yeah, I like that whole idea of the elder's wisdom and the youthful energy, especially the youthful energy part, okay? Because just like a campfire, sometimes there's a lot of gas, sometimes a little bit of gas. The point is, you guys light the fire, it sparks me no matter what, where the ups and downs are, and it's gonna allow us to then transfer all this to you guys today in the next little bit so that, again, when you leave here, the campfire goes with you. So, I'll let you do your little thing and then we can get started.
Okay, first of all, I want to say hello to everybody on Skype. Hello, everybody. It's not Skype, it's
Ustream.
Okay, Ustream. Hello for everybody who's plugging in. I also want to say a huge thank you to you, Phil, for that website, for him recreating an incredible website. Once again, I look at how much it costs to have, one of these professional companies to create something like this, let alone the vision, but also to execute that, and it's thousands of dollars. And I know my friend Ricardo at the back can confirm that. So I just, it's amazing. Thank you so much. What we all have here in him, in all of the different skill sets that he has, it's really, it's amazing. Such a gift for all of us. So, should we get started on the pillars?
Let's get started.
Okay.
So can I?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I just want to say a couple stories just to get you guys in a mindset here. Most of you have been to recognition events, right? Okay, or events, period. And especially last year, you get that excitement that happened. The whole movement's called the Lionhearts. And I need to define that it's not this emotional heart thing. It's a place deep inside of you so that you can understand your journey so that when you do leave here, it means something. Is that cool? Okay, so it's not emotional. All of you have seen this, okay? And, well, here's a question. After you guys left last week, there's 100 names listed here. Did you think of a few more names to put on there? Where did that come from? Out of nowhere, okay? But it came from somewhere. But that's the inducing out of you based on what was important. And the key theme that all three of us are going to go over, and we said it last week too, it's all about you and your journey. So that part of you comes out, and the only way that you can possibly see, we've said this before, you want to provide other people value, right? The only way you can provide other people value if you know what it is for you. Okay, so this is all about you guys. Is that cool? Okay, so think back 5 years ago. Okay, it's 5 years ago. Could you imagine what your life looked like now 5 years ago and predict exactly what would have happened in order to get you here right now? It's not possible, okay? So think of where you are now and what 5 years is going to look like, okay? And think about what 5 years is going to look like with monthly, weekly, daily stepping stones of the campfire to get you there based on what is important to you, the values that are important to you. Is that cool? Another analogy. How many of you have a car? Okay. How many of you bought the car and next thing you know, there's like 1 million of the same car on the road? They were always there. So what's the difference? It became about you. It's yours now. You own it. And the fact that you own it and you know the value of that car, you start meeting other people that have the same values on the same car. That's what this is the Lionheart. We're just bringing it from a different space. Is that cool? I get amped up on the pillars because what we're going to do with the pillars is provide the value for you and you're going to realize it today. Cool? 131 bits. Okay, so who's got who? Okay. I'm going to sound like a teacher here. Whoever's got one of these, can you lift up? Okay. So there's certain things that when you're successful, especially in business, okay, like I model successful people. They all set goals and they all write stuff down. Okay, Brian Tracy, maybe you've heard of him. Okay, that was one of the first courses I went to. He said, write down your 10 goals and look back at them in a year from now, and I can guarantee you'll hit 8 of them. And it was the weirdest thing because I wrote them down. A year later, I look back, sure enough, 8 of them were hit. Were they specific? Not really, but 8 of them were hit. Okay, do we write goals? Okay, we look back at them to see whether we hit them or not? Okay, it's going to give feedback. So it guides you in the direction so that you understand why you write those goals and the meaning of the why, because it's going to be all about you and that car that you just bought. Is that cool? All right, so for those, and again, this is a generation thing, but even the young people, I call these success journals. Okay, and for anybody that works with me, I always say to them, look, write down what you're positive about every single day so that it'll leave somewhat of a legacy, because it'd be kind of nice when my kids read mine and go, holy cow, that's what Dad did? Cool, but it's hard on the phone. I mean, you can do it, but you should have a whole bunch of USBs that you save. If you're willing to do that, that's cool too. It's the same idea. I'd rather write it down and I won't get into the science behind it. Cool, so those of you that have the book, grab. For those of you that don't, if somebody can share paper, I highly recommend that you guys write this thing down. Is that cool? Stop me, Judy, if I'm talking too much. Okay, so here's the pillars. Now, in the past, we talked about financial freedom, time freedom, skill set, and health, right? The four. And there was actually one event, I think I did it, where I said, okay, so here's me, and here's the goals, and I kind of did one of these things. Remember that? Okay, so now I got 8 of them. Cool? Most goal-setting structures are 12, but it's around life, okay? Because you can't just have Pima. Like Phil said, you leave here, you got life. So you got to deal with everything around you, and you also have to take an inventory where you are now. So what I want you guys to do is, this is you, and it's your health pillar. Cool? So right now, if you were to say on a scale of 1 to 10, where would you rate yourself in the health field, your personal health? What number would you give yourself?
10 being amazing health, 1 is not very good.
Cool? Okay? Time freedom.
1 to 10.
Okay, so having the time to do what you want to do. 1 to 10. Yeah.
Guys, can I just say something real quick? What you guys are getting right now from Stelios breaking this down is worth a lot of money. So if you are not like taking this serious right now, like if you are not writing this down and literally thinking about where you stand on a scale of 1 to 10, you guys are missing tremendous value. You guys are missing the whole point of today. So really take this serious. This is an exercise for you guys to all be a part of. Okay, you don't have to share your answers, but it's important for you. Okay, because if you get value from this, you're going to be able to attract other people and give them value too. Okay, so really rate on a scale of 1 to 10 where you are.
Okay, so financial freedom. And again, plugging in, and last week actually it hit me when Phil said this. And it's unbelievable because I thought I knew, but it's kind of like when you read the same book 10 times, and the 10th time it's like a different book. You're at a different space, right? So last week I heard him say, what's financial freedom? What's the definition? He said, even if you're making $1,000 residually, as long as the expenses are $9.99, we're financially free. Now I kind of knew that definition, but why it opened up to me, again, my passion lies in youth. Okay, so I heard that and I thought, wow, that's kind of cool, because it's easy for you guys to learn the expenses side of the equation. All of a sudden now, we'll talk later about how the financial comes up in Veeam as an opportunity. You link the two, and bingo, there you are. So, but right now, okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, where do you lie in the financial freedom pillar? Okay, personal development, same thing. Again, it's personal. Okay, you happy with what you're seeing, what you're doing, the videos that are on the website, the courses that you're going to, the the events coming up in Phoenix now, right? Where are you on a scale of 1 to 10? Youth empowerment. Okay, whether you're in that demographic or not. Where are you with regards to either understanding what youth empowerment means, what this youthful revolution or movement is doing, the energy that they're creating? Are you positive about it? Are you negative about it? Are you neutral about it? But on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you? Okay. Ladies empowerment, same thing. What's your involvement? Are you neutral? Where are you? On a scale of 1 to 10, what's it mean to you? Okay. Spirituality, scale of 1 to 10. However spirituality means to you, and philanthropy. Okay. Now the crazy thing is, I always thought philanthropy was based on giving back. As I told you guys last week, the definition is the love of people. So what is it that you're doing that's coming out for that love to extend out? Okay, for humanity. Okay, scale 1 to 10. You guys got it? Okay, so take a look at your pillars. Circle the one with the highest number. Circle the one with the lowest number. And pay attention where you spend most of your time, because most people will go for the one with the highest number because that's the one that's most excited. What you should be doing, what's that? Technically, yeah. I mean, you got to be aware of all of them, but the one that's hardest is the lowest number. Now, it's all connected, right? So you're sitting in the middle of all of these, and the one that's lowest is the one closest to you, which is the one you typically fear. As you're moving towards it, the other ones come in a little bit. Now, one key word we talked about is balance. And another one that you can hear today is change. Okay, so it's human nature not to want to change, but if you want something bad enough, you're going to make the movement towards it. And as you do, the feedback comes back where the learning happens, which now just changes your awareness so that when you go back to the one that you love, it comes at it from a different perspective, hence what got created here. Ups and downs, right? Sometimes the downs is where the learning comes from. Is that cool? Yes. Okay. Judy?
How many of you have been with VIMA for more than 6 months? More than 6 months, okay. So I want you to look at that same 8 pillars, and I want you just really quickly in your head to think about scale of 1 to 10, where you were at before VIMA. In fact, everybody, where were you at before VIMA? Because this was huge for me. I did this, thanks to Stelio, this week. I actually did this exercise myself, and it was a huge game changer for me. And this is where I realized exactly what we have here, what kind of value we have. So just take a quick minute for those of you before VIMA, who've been here for a few months at least, especially those who've been here for a few years. Where are you at on a scale of 1 to 10 with all of these? Got some people shaking their heads like Paul and Andrew and Tracy. The growth, amazing, right? This is the game changer, because just like Felipe said, you have to go through that exercise now to see where you're at on a scale of 1 to 10, so that you understand where you're spending your time, where you're doing really well, and where you need to spend your time. But for me, here's where I was at 4.5 years ago, before VIMA. I was really high on the skill set and the financial freedom, really high. And I was really low on everything else. Everything else. And it's amazing through this process of working with VIMA, being a part of this amazing community, our culture, what happens when you start to become a part of these people who encourage you to become involved in other areas, especially now with Lionhearts, and how it completely changed and created some balance for me in so many of those pillars. It is absolutely night and day now what my 1 to 10 looks like with these versus before VIMA. And we know that it's really the secret to happiness is in balancing those pillars, right? That's where you're going to find true joy, happiness, compassion. That's where you're going to awaken your spirit, energize your body, and re-educate your mind. So I bring that up, and Stella, we bring this up today because when you realize the value of what we have here, it's not just a business. This is a way to take your entire life and to balance out your entire life. We're not just talking a business opportunity here. We're talking complete fulfillment in your life. And when you realize, when you go through that exercise, that's when you realize what we have here for people. We're not selling a drink. We're not talking health and wellness, just health and wellness. We are talking about completely transforming your life.
So we said before that you need to believe in the value for you, and then you can start becoming aware of what the value is for other people, right? And you'll hear raise the belief level. There's always raising the belief level, okay? And it's the belief level within you first. Now, when you start connecting with what we just did here, it's about you and what's important to you. And here's the cool thing. When you're going to be hearing the way to share your story is what it is, and to connect with people, you'll be able to hear what the value is for them, because now you've just created an awareness in 8 cars in your life. Okay, and once you connect with someone like that, all you need to do then is present them to the next event, because what business are we in? Exposures, right next to events. Why? Because it's not your job to tell somebody what they need, and it's all about timing. Okay, it's your job to listen and to help them out, and then to put them in front of something that may or may not be for them, and it may or may not be now. You disconnect from the result. Ultimately, you re-tap into what's important to you again, which gets you more excited. Now, here's the last question. How many of you see successful people that aren't happy? Okay, how many of you see successful people that are happy? Now, if you take an inventory of those successful people and pay attention to their pillars, you'll realize how you can help them or how you can connect with them. Because you'll be able to understand because you've done it. Okay, so I'm going to leave it off by saying I highly recommend that you guys do the action plan again with this new outlook. Okay, and it's kind of funny because the younger guys, it's like only 100 names.
Yeah, it's all
Cool. Right? I think we should change that name to 1,000 or number to 1,000. So.
But it's a really good point because when you're looking at your names list, you can actually, you know, if you know your friend, you probably can do a quick 1 to 10 on your friend before you even talk to them. You're thinking in your head, okay, my friend, where are they at with financial freedom, where are they at with health? And that way you go into that conversation already knowing, you know, where they're at and where you can help them. But I think we're going to take a minute now. Oh, yeah, sure.
Just wanted to give some perspective too as far as this 8-pillar system goes, because I was actually on a Skype just the other day with, I'm not going to name names, but you know, pretty much up line, like right under BK, and he reached out to me, and one of the things he said is like, Phil, pay attention to the people who are successful in life, not just Vima. You know, I think you know, given that there's been such a huge culture with YPR young people, you know, we base our judgment of success according to a pin, according to a rank in this particular company. Now, any successful business person will tell you Vima is just something to add to their portfolio. In fact, this guy on Skype, this leader who's in the top 50, he confirmed that. He's like, the real successful people that you want to follow, because success leaves clues. You gotta, and he didn't even know about this, I didn't break this down, you gotta judge them based on their success in all their aspects in their life. And those are the people you follow. Don't necessarily follow someone who might have a particular rank in Vima, who, you know, might have a nice shiny pin if that's all that they really kind of have going for them, because that's not real true success. Again, you could be making a lot of money, but that doesn't mean that you are successful. So again, you know, I can't say enough about these two. I mean, you've got Stel, who is financially free, when there's a lot of people in Vima who have a particular pin or a particular rank that aren't. And so I'm looking to establish myself 10s across the board with this pillar system. And so I just want to reassure you guys the value that we get from professionals, from people like, you know, Rick, Stel, and Judy. And, you know, this pillar system is really meant to be used for you first to identify your strengths, but also your weaknesses. Now, in life, you can have reasons or you can have results. What do you choose? What do you guys want? Right? What does 97% of the world's population choose? Reasons. There's always a reason why they can't be successful. Now, think of successful being across the board, okay, with all these pillars. There's always reasons. Now, if you think Vima specifically, there's always going to be reasons if that's what you look for. Oh, we didn't have the system back then. I didn't rank advance. I didn't get the results. I quit. I gave up because of this, because of that, because of... What this tool does, it's almost like a slap in the face. Because what it will show you is who should own the fact that they didn't get what they were looking for. Who should own the fact that they're not successful. Who should own the fact that they didn't rank advance or they didn't get a particular result. Because all you got to do is look at this pillar system and think, am I high all across the board? And if you're not, well, you know why you're not getting the results you're looking for. Not in just Vima, but in life. So this really helps people stop playing the victim card, stop being a victim in life and in Vima, and really take, you know, gets them to take ownership as far as why they're not getting what they want, because they're identifying what they need to work on and what they haven't, you know, been focused and working on in the past. So this thing, guys, is huge. It's honestly, it's the end all be all. The way it's connected with everything, I mean, you know, it's, if you want freedom, okay, remember the whole line is re-experience freedom. All right, that's the website, re-experience freedom. You're not going to just experience it one day to the next. You have to go create it, right? You have to recreate. And like the number 8 is there, which is the 8 pillars, which is how many steps do we have in the affiliate action plan system? 8. Okay, 2015 is the year we're in. Add up the numbers. What does it equal? What does A represent? Infinity. What else? Abundance. What else? Balance. Okay, it's all there. It's all there. It's absolutely crazy. So we hopefully now are identifying the tremendous value that we have in front of us with this system. Now we got to share it. So we got to know how to properly share this system and properly share the tools like reexperiencefreedom.com, projectlionhearts.com. So I'm going to kick it over to Judy to really share how you guys can get people familiar with the sites and the systems, et cetera, et cetera. So we're going to go through a little invite example on how to get people to click the link.
So many of you guys have seen this before. We're going to review this in detail so that everyone's clear. Of course, there's your names list. You look at your names list, you figure out who is the person that you want to contact. This is a sample script. Before we review it, keep in mind that you're going to make this your own. Everybody here has a completely different personality from the next person, right? So you don't need to literally type this out or say this word for word. Just make it your own. Speak like you would normally speak so that your friend doesn't think something's wrong with you.
I want to show you guys the physical of what we're talking about so we can, again, put the rubber to the road, right? So what's step one in the action plan?
Step one.
Dream, right? Okay, and again, pay attention to where the pillars show up. Okay, so the bigger the why. Okay, you heard that before? Okay, step two. Sorry, three is your list. Cool, so you're coming from a different space, you're thinking about value to other people now, and you're creating the list. What did Phil say? It's all about change, right? Okay, and now we're going to go right to step 5. Is it 5 or 6? There's a script in here somewhere. Step 6, sample script. Okay, so direct, indirect approach. It's just, again, it's changing according to this. Is that cool?
All right, so let's look here at the left side of the screen first. As per GoPro, right? Number 1, be in a hurry. Number 2, compliment. Make the invite. If I would you, confirm, and then you get off the phone. So this script is based upon this incredible 6-step process, right? Which we're all familiar with. So we're going to read it. Hopefully you guys, this is actually on the...
Yeah, so don't worry so much about taking a picture because this is on projectlionhearts.com under training.
Perfect. Okay, so let's read it. Hey John, how's it going? I'm in a bit of a rush, but I had to text you. John, I've always respected you, and that's why I'm reaching out. This point is very important. This is where you compliment your friend. So you're going to insert in there something about your friend. Figure out what kind of compliment, why you're reaching out to them, what's in it for me. Otherwise, they think you're just interested in yourself, and you're selling. They're going to think you're selling them something. So I was thinking about you when you said the other day about blank, and so I couldn't help but want to share something with you that's been such a huge value to me. Again, you probably went and built rapport again with this person. Maybe you just spoke to them again. So again, you're inserting something in particular to that friend, okay? I've teamed up with this amazing organization on this really cool project that's been helping different people in different aspects of their lives all over the world. If I sent you a website, would you take the time to learn what we're all about? I think you'd really appreciate it. Okay, and then come back. Cool, here's the link. Check it out, and be sure to watch the very first video on education. This is where you're going to insert something, again, specific to your friend. So for example, the first video on education, that's perfect for anybody who's YPR, right? That first video, how many of you guys have actually seen the videos? All the videos on that website. Okay, perfect. So for any of you who have not seen that, you absolutely want to experience those videos so that you understand which of those videos you're going to make available to your friend. So you say, check it out. Be sure to watch the first video on education. So if it's, if it's not a YPR you're speaking to, somebody a little bit older, you might pick one of the other videos, right? Maybe it's somebody who's really into spirituality. You know which one of those videos you're going to pick. So just pick one of the videos and say to them, watch this video. Then you're going to say, it was a real eye-opener for me. Actually, all of the videos were mind-blowing. So in other words, you're kind of suggesting that maybe they should watch more videos, but for sure they should just watch the one video. If they just watch the one video, they're going to be inspired, right? All those videos are incredible, but you're suggesting for them to watch more. I'd really like to follow up with you, if that's cool, because I'm curious to get your feedback. When do you think you'd have a chance to check it out? Right, so you're getting a commitment. Awesome, my schedule's pretty filled up these days, so if I follow up with you on X date, would that be cool? Perfect. Well, like I said, I'm in a bit of a rush. I'm looking forward to checking back with you later. Take care, John, or whoever it is. So again, you're making this your own. You're not necessarily typing this word for word or having that conversation word for word. Who thinks they can make it their own? Who here knows that they have a specific personality, a certain personality, and you probably wouldn't do it exactly that way, but you would change it up a little bit, right? Use some slang, whatever you guys do. That's absolutely critical. You do not want to be scripting word for word if this really does not represent you. So you want to use the foundation, the basis of it, but really make it about you, and make sure you insert in those different spots something that's specific to that friend, that individual friend. Okay, for any of you who aren't really sure, you're still a little confused, you absolutely want to reach out to your upline, because that's what we're here for. We love to go through this stuff. I personally love to go through this stuff, to talk to people, go through their names, and help them understand just how easy this can be.
Yeah, I just want to emphasize, it's not come to an event, which can be a difficult thing to do, especially if you haven't built up that much rapport and they don't really know what it is. So that's always been the biggest struggle, right, in getting people in front of the information, is them having to physically get to an event. Now guys, we don't have to overthink this. It should be very, very simple for you to kind of make it your own using this guideline to just get someone to click a link. How many of you guys are confident that you can get someone to at least click a link, right? But now, if I didn't really talk to you guys for a while and I just texted you or I just Facebook messaged you, hey man, check out this link, you might do it because it's just a link, but chances are you probably also won't, because I didn't make it specific to what you want. It almost seems like it's about me still. So I just want to emphasize once again, you don't just send people this link, you have to be having conversations with people, figuring out where people are in their lives, figure out what the need is before you can provide them a solution called reexperiencefreedom.com. So again, go back to something they've told you in your conversations in the past. So when you insert blank, it could have been, I was thinking about what you said the other day, John, when you said you really hated your job. If that's what he said, then put that in there so he now knows you were thinking of him. Something of value that's for, you're listening. You have something of value that's specific to him because he said he hates his job. Does that make sense, guys? So don't get trigger happy, okay? Trigger happy, just click, sending reexperiencefreedom.com to people. Because that's just going back to the old way of just blast messaging, blast texting via the Vima app to everyone in your network. It's not going to work, okay? Take your time, have patience in having conversations with people so you know how to properly, guide them through this online journey and experience. And, again, be sure to watch the very first video. Choose the video that's appropriate to them. And then, guys, this is key. Say it was a real eye-opener for me. Again, we're encouraging you to kind of make it your own, but there's key things in here that you want to leave in there, like pick the video that's appropriate for them. Because if we say, watch all the videos, that's 60 minutes worth of videos, you might get a lot of the time excuse, okay? Because it's still an hour. Just pick one video that's appropriate for them, but it'll initiate the process. Say it was a real eye-opener for me. Actually, all the videos were mind-blowing. It planted the seed now in their head that if they enjoy that first video, that they should probably watch a couple others. And that's the goal. We want people to go from beginning to end. Now, as a personal trainer, if I can't do a particular exercise, I would have no integrity trying to make my client do it. Does that make sense? Right? You never tell someone to do something that you haven't in fact done yourself. So once again, let's be honest, who has in fact watched every single video and has studied that site? Show of hands. Okay, cool. So there's a lot. Study, right? This is the pillars. Like, these are systems that come from successful, wealthy people. This is a common theme. You want to study this stuff. Okay? It's not just watching the videos. But if you haven't done it yourself, just be honest. Okay, just know that you're going to have a hard time getting other people to do it too, because you haven't done it yourself. So you got to own this stuff. You guys got to invest into these tools as if you created it. Because if you created it and you were proud of it, it was your baby, are you going to be more passionate, more excited to get people to review it? 100%. And you guys are going to hear from some stories later of people who have been passionate about getting people on these tools and the amazing success that they've been having with it. Hence, a lot of the rank advancers that we have this month. So yeah, anything else?
I think that's it.
Good stuff?
One more thing.
Yeah.
So the reason I got excited, and Phil, I can't tell you nothing. What you created in this thing is unreal. Okay, and the reason is, and now we can take something that's out here sometimes and put it in a physical perspective. The foundation is in the pillars. Okay, what happens in a house if we don't have stability throughout the foundations? Okay, and what did Gandhi say? Be the change you want to see in the world, right? So by building your pillars, you're creating the foundation of success within your journey moving forward. Is that cool? So remember that, guys, because what Phil's talking about studying, it's studying you. It's what you're doing, okay? And like I said, you can read a book 5, 6, 7, 8 times. Why is it a different book on the 8th time? It's because you've changed over those years, because you chose to. Now, the other thing you need to understand, most people don't. They can't handle it. Don't push them into it. You be the change. You lead by example. Watch the magic unfold. Okay? Thanks for coming.
See, if you really break down what Stel just said, it actually made me realize it. Because I mean, if you consider everything that's happening with Vima, within the last couple of years, a lot of growth and momentum with YPR as a whole, right? What has always been the 2 biggest reasons why people got excited about Vima as an opportunity? It was financial what? Freedom. And time? Freedom, right? It was always those 2 things. YPR, they're the ones that in the last couple of years that really took this company to new heights. And if you look at those pillars, which was the focus for them? Youth empowerment, okay. What else? Financial freedom, okay. What else? Did YPR really have time freedom? Not really, right? Okay, what else? Personal development, some did, some didn't, right, for sure. Was health really a focus for YPR? Let's be honest, no, right? Was spirituality? Was ladies empowerment? Was philanthropy? So now if you want to create freedom, financial freedom, time freedom, which was the goal, and yet you're working with the structure that is literally sitting on 2, maybe 3 pillars, do you really have a stable structure? Do you have something that could possibly crash on you because you didn't create the balance of all those pillars? That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened company-wide, right? So when you really look at this, guys, you see a solid structure. If you want that at the top, you got to get to 10s across the board. And that's what this type of mentorship, helped us understand more than I believe anyone else in the company. And that's why when we build, we are building for long-term success. This isn't about building something for it to crash on you because you weren't balanced, because that's not true residual income. Residual income is about building something, building an asset once that can pay you for the rest of your life. And I'm sure we're all on the same page in that we want to do this once and the right way so that it's with us for the rest of our lives, so that it adds to our financial portfolio, right? So does that help? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Cool. All right, well, where's Polly at? Do we have all our rank advancers here just yet?
I think so. I think they made it.
Sharpen in the house. Sharpen is in the house, so I think we can resume. Okay. All right, Sharpen's here. Okay, so obviously we've rearranged the format of today's event based on the weather and some people not being able to make it necessarily on time. But guys, once again, make some noise and a big round of applause for Stel, Judy, and Rick for putting all this together. All right. So at the end of the day, what we're really here for outside of the training is recognition. We want to celebrate some amazing success stories within the last week and the last month. And it should excite you guys more than ever, because get this. We launched last week, right? Launched last week. Paul Galkowski. Have you heard of the name? You guys know what I'm talking about? Right? Star executive leader. Okay. Paul, have you ever frenzied before in your 2.5 years with Vima? Never frenzied. So it's not required. It's not necessary. Okay. It's a cool upfront bonus, definitely. And what just happened this past week, Paulie?
I just helped 3 of my friends get on.
And notice what he said. Because if you would have asked Paul or any YPR a year ago, 2 years ago. Paul, what just happened? The sentence would have been, I signed up 3 people. I recruited 3 people. Well, we know what the mission is, and the mission is about helping people. The mission is the love revolution. And that is why he frenzied, because of this entire shift of vision and direction that we've launched last Saturday. He went and focused on how can I be of value and help people. And in 2.5 years, your Star Executive Leader frenzied this past week. Right? In 1 week, just right after the launch, I think it's for a reason, guys. I don't think there's any coincidence. So you're going to hear from some other success stories too, that just from this last month, based on our movement and our direction, guys, you should be fired up. You should be excited, because if you follow everything that you're hearing here on stage, you're going to be celebrated, next month as well too, guys. So with that said, I want to welcome up, this guy who I constantly am learning from. Age is never a factor. So you guys want to get on your feet, make a lot of noise for Star Executive Leader.
Thanks, Bob. I appreciate that. Beautiful. How's everyone doing today? Good? Good, guys. I love the energy in the room. Again, it's good seeing everybody here, old faces, new faces alike. And I'm honored and privileged to be, oh my gosh, hosting the most exciting part of the evening in my eyes. Guys, we're going to be talking about recognition. And the people that we're going to be bringing up today, I want you guys to understand that this is an acknowledgement of the progress that they've made as people. Understand, success is something you become, or is something you attract by the person you become. All right, so if you guys are taking notes, or if hey, notes never stop here, okay, understand that. Put them somewhere, okay? Success is something you attract by the person you become. So understand that this isn't necessarily so much a representation of what they've done or who they got, right? And this is about a representation of the people that they're helping them, right? Like, honestly, guys, first off, before we go any further, Domino, Chris, and Jennifer, will you please stand up? Guys, I want you guys to give them a round of applause for making the commitment to come down here. And the more success you're going to start having, as soon as you honestly 110% know that you can help people based on their situations. I know every single one of the situations to the T, right? We've only been really catching up for the past couple of days, but I have a vested interest. I genuinely want them to succeed, and I know that I'm capable of putting them in a situation to do so. And as soon as you know, based on the culture that we have around us, and based on everything going on, everything going around us, the people that we have, the system that we have in place, as soon as you know for a fact that this can help people based on their situations, you're coming from a good place and you're going to start having more and more success. So in my eyes, these ranks is just a representation of them opening up their mind, opening up their heart, right? Because now they know what this culture, what this atmosphere is doing for these people. Therefore, they're going to want to get more and more and more people involved in a part of this atmosphere. So the first rank to recognize, you have the clicker? You're the clicker, man. Good. The first rank we have to recognize, guys, is the, oh, yes, very good point. Not yet, Bob. Not yet, Bob. I'm sorry, I screwed up. Okay. All right. Actually, before we get into it, I want to call up the leadership team. So, guys, please get Rick and Judy Duke. Give them a round of applause. Also, Stelios, look like a cactus kid over here. The diamond leader, Shane Alvarez. Also, of course, star presidential leader, Jeffrey Bodman Haas. You sit right there. And of course, Felipe Gabriel. Cool. So guys, I want you to understand what this represents. 97% of the population controls how much?
3%. Beautiful. So I don't know if you guys have heard this before. For everybody who is new, understanding this actually opened up my eyes as to what's really going on in society and why we truly do have a better way to put you in a better situation down the line. Believe it. And 97% of the population right now controls 3% of the money. So that means, therefore, 3% of the population controls 97% of the money. So how are they doing this? They cannot be. They have to be making money a certain type of way. Right? There's 3 types of ways to make money: trading your time for money, trading your money for money, or leveraging multiple sources of residual passive income. So this, guys, is how the 3% makes their money. So I want you to understand that what these people just did, they made that transitional step. They made that transitional step to making residual income. And again, they're coming from a really, really good place because they're understanding what this culture is about, and they're bringing and helping their friends become a part of this. And as long as you guys stay plugged in, you're going to be excited as to where this thing is going to be in the next couple of years. So guys, let's give it up for our bronze leaders, Shania Thomas. Sarah Vanderwilp, you in the house? Show some noise, make some love, make some love. Yeah, you stream, okay. Stuart Knight. Show some love for Stuart. Whatever. Come on, I'm sure he's watching that one. Shane Medley, come on. And Michaela Atkinson in UK. Make some noise for stream. Woo, did Shane come up here as well? Oh my.
Oh, we're gonna get Michaela on.
At
Skype. She's
okay,
on Skype.
beautiful. Yeah, perfect. Cool. Is Jeffrey going to do that?
Yeah, Jeffrey.
Okay, good. Okay. Wow. I've gotten to know both of these individuals for just the past couple of months. You guys teamed up together, basically, didn't you? Kind of. So why don't you talk about, first off, your experiences so far and what you did to put yourself in the bronze rank and what you're excited about moving forward. Because I know you guys have both made a lot of development, and I want everyone to hear it.
So my experience with FEMA really is life-changing, and I feel like I've developed so much since I've started. I can completely see the difference from my first day till now. And it's honestly the support that is really put into place through FEMA that's helped, and my wonderful team, which I couldn't have done it without my immediate team. So like Jeanette, Christian, Sharkman, Gaurav, Abhishan, all them. Even Paul here has helped me quite a bit. So I just want to thank everybody.
Okay, so Deshane, you look good. You look good, by the way. Good for you. Nice, okay. And not only is he dressing better this month, but he's also at the bronze rank. So why don't you share exactly what you did to put yourself in this situation, and again, what you're really excited about.
All right. So what I did to put myself in this situation was more personal development, because before BEMA, I don't think I ever really set goals for myself. I never really had much confidence in myself as well. So for me to believe in myself, and as Orlando says, success is a progressive realization of a worthy ideal. So that's like my whole journey with BEMA, basically, is me realizing that I can accomplish multiple things. But of course, I couldn't have done that without my team. So Jeanette, Krishna, Shania, Sharupin, and you, Paul. So.
All right, guys, give it up for your bronze leaders.
Bob.
We got one more on Skype. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Jeffrey's online. Should you do the honors?
Sorry. Okay, she should be up. All right.
There you
it is. Okay. Where's the audio on here?
No, on this side. No, other side.
Nope. First one. Bob, turn this down for a sec. Okay. Okay.
Can you see everybody? Make some noise. First of all the ladies in the house, make some noise for your girl. All right, can you hear us? Okay, Michelle?
Caleb.
Michaela?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, so let everybody know, how old you are, how long you've been in the business, and how you got to bronze. You blew it up big time. So share your story real quick.
Okay, I'm 23. I'm kind of maybe for about 10 months ago, and I'm really excited I did. To get bronze, I actually got 4 customers. My dad, who I'm really happy, who's finally got involved with me on the juice. I've got a younger cousin who's diabetic, so he's on the juice. And then the people that I work with, they are on the body line as well. So I'm really, really excited about that. I'm really excited to see their results and their progress as well.
Amazing. Amazing. Good job and congratulations. Everybody give her a hand one more time.
Bye. Hold on, guys. One more time. Big bye-bye. Bye. Awesome. Thank you. Beautiful. Guys.
Cool. Yeah, see that back. Cool. Awesome. All right, well, the show goes on, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, we have wrong slide.
Give me a second. There we go. Okay.
Oh, absolutely. You know what? Guys, for everybody who is a part of the 3% Club bronze rank, please stand up. Guys, let's show some love. Awesome. Thank you. Beautiful. Yes. Perfect. The next rank, guys, we have is silver. So that means at this point you are helping establishing a couple of these leaders. You are a leader in progress. You really have an organization of people that are going to be looking up to you moving forward a part of this. So you're an inspiration, obviously, especially based on the fact, like, guys, silver took me about 6 months. 6 months to accomplish. And I believe we have someone who did it in a month. 3 weeks.
And
frenzy. Oh my gosh. Guys, clearly this person is a person of influence, and it's exciting that she's using that influence to be able to inspire and empower other young people to really pursue their passions. So guys, let's give it up for silver leader Abisha.
Let's all celebrate and have a good time. We gonna celebrate and have a
First off, congratulations.
Thank
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so why don't you share a little bit about yourself, your story, and really why you made the decision to go with Vima in the first place?
Oh gosh, my story is actually really hilarious. I still work, but when I first started off, I work as a server. I worked about 60 plus hours a week, and I was trading my time for money, which is the worst way to do it. I wanted to make changes. I wanted to make changes in myself and people around me, because the place I come from, there are problems that need to be fixed. So one day, Grab approached me, and again, it's because I wanted to help him out, see what it was about. I was very skeptical, but once I learned about it, I was interested. I was like, let me hop on. Vima, what it personally has done to me, it has given me the vehicle to help change people because that's what I've always wanted. I've wanted to help people. Yes? Yeah, I've always wanted to help people, but obviously I haven't had ways, like I haven't had a vehicle to help me. And Vima has helped me. So I've been making changes and it's for the good. And I have made personal development, like I have developed myself and made myself there and make sure that I'm able to inspire others.
So, what would you attest your success to in the past 3.5 weeks? Because you have the 3.5 weeks. So I whispered in your ear, you're making us all look bad, right? What would you say you attest all your success to in such a short amount of time?
Definitely my team, my inner team. I'm not gonna lie, Jeanette's been there, Krishna's been there, Deshane, Gaurav, obviously, and Sharupin. They've been there pretty much with me day in and out, continuously. Like they will not leave me alone, which is not a bad thing. Which is not a bad thing, obviously. But their support, them being my backbone to help me out and help me deal with certain situations, has helped me.
Beautiful. Well, what's one word of advice you'd give to everyone who wants to hit silver this month?
Stay plugged in. Stay plugged in. Keep yourself motivated. If you need help with being motivated, come talk to your mentors.
Cool. Guys, give it up for Alicia. And would all your silver leaders please stand up? Make some noise, guys. And the next rank we have is gold. Now, the leadership that the people in this position had to have developed to get to this point is a big transition from whatever point you started off in this business. You have a lot of people looking up to you at this point, a lot of people inspired by the actions that you're taking. You are in a leadership position, and people acknowledge that and they recognize that. And at this rank, this is where you own it. This is when you know it, you're aware of it, and you're embracing it. So guys, please give it up for your gold leaders, Jeanette and Gaurav!
It's a celebration. Let's celebrate.
Looking good. There it is. You ready? Whoa! Wow. Amazing. Oh. Oh yeah. You shoot? You good? Okay, good. Beautiful. Well, first off, how long have you been doing this now?
2 months, about 2 days ago.
2 months, about 2 days ago. Wow. Abhishek, keep going. You're gonna smash his record, right? But I've seen you transform. I see the big heart that you have, man, especially within your organization, with everybody that you talk to. I get text messages from this guy telling me he loves me every once in a while. You understand? I see so much potential in this guy, and it's obviously for good reason. The amount of success that you've been having, the progress that you've been having, you're in that leadership position now. And by the way, guys, the gold rank, this is where you qualify for gold. All right, so guys, give it a round, another round of applause. Yeah. So what happens here, guys, you get 2 nights at hotel room, separate rooms, don't worry. Okay? Vima home office. Vima home office all-day training, recognition dinner, Vima home office manufacturing facility tour. So guys, what this allows people to do is to see the bigger picture, see the CEO, see the training. You guys are going to be getting a phenomenal amount of value, so congratulations to both of you. So why don't you guys share your experiences for the past 2 months, for the past couple months, and what really, first off for you, Gaurav, in 2 months time span, okay, what is your story? Why don't you tell us what exactly got you inspired to join Vima and have all the progress that you have?
Just get this color for the pictures.
Oh,
okay.
Nice.
Thank you. Okay, guys. So basically, 2 months ago, let's work backwards. Let's go 3 months ago. I was just in a need for change without me knowing it itself, right? So there was like all of Scarborough and all of them. We live in a society where, especially where everyone's doing the same thing. Like Einstein says, the insanity is basically doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So I was like, we're all doing the same thing, but there's no change in it, right? So Sharpan, one of the best mentors I ever had, of course, showed this opportunity to me, and it was amazing. And after that, like, I just worked with everyone, and one of the most important things for me was this team. Everyone right here in this room. It was the most important thing because of surrounding myself with the best people who want to change and adapt to a better life. Right? For me, especially, that was the most important thing. And yeah, what were the other questions?
So what would you say is the biggest, so obviously you said the culture and the team has a lot to do with it. What's one word of advice you'd give to the newest person that in 2 months wants to be exactly where you are?
Dream big dreams.
Beautiful. Much said. Whew, Jeanette. Oh my gosh. I've seen this girl transform before my eyes. I had the privilege of coming out to one of the trainings that you guys were hosting, and it almost made me cry, man. I don't know what's going on. I don't know, the energy that you guys are like feeding off is clearly really, really working. And I've seen the transformation in yourself. You've become that woman. I see it. I see it. You've become that woman. It really is, guys. This is personal development with the compensation plan. I want you guys to understand that. And in my eyes, it's the epitome representation of that. So why don't you share a bit about your story, yourself, and where you see yourself going in the next couple of months and years.
Okay, so hi everybody, my name is Jeanette, and exactly what Paul kind of touched on, it's personal development with a compensation plan. Like, you need to be willing to change yourself before you can ever, like, even endeavor to try to change another person, right? And for me, that was the longest possible journey I could have ever gone through, because I was stuck in a very negative place for a very long time, and I didn't know how to get out of that, right? I was doing everything, like Gaurav says, doing everything that everybody else is doing, but still trying to be better and do better and accomplish all these big things that I wanted to do. And I was like, okay, well, I can't be I can't try to help anybody if I can't help myself, right? So it didn't even take that knowledge of me knowing it for myself. It was me, like, being around the mentors, like spending days with Sharpan and all these other people, and him really pushing me to be like, listen, like, you need to be a better person. So it was like, essentially you either need to hit rock bottom for you to decide to be better, or just go through a lot of other stuff until the pain of change exceeds the pain of staying the same, right? That's something I had to live by because it was bad, like, it was rough. So just realizing, like, that I could get to here and be kind of comfortable with myself and what I can do for other people, that was the biggest journey.
So, what's one bit of advice you'd have for everybody that is hungry to make that change, that wants to make the decision for this month to be the month that they make that change?
Just believe in yourself, right? Because a lot of the times people are afraid to make decisions because they don't think that they can do it, right? So take a look at yourself first and foremost and be like, do I want it bad enough? Like, if you're happy with where you are, okay, stay the same. But if you want more, you need to do more. So just wake up every day and just be better than yesterday.
Beautiful. Guys, give it up for Jeanette and Gaurav. Okay, absolutely. Good call. Okay. That right there. For gold. What excites the both of you the most about going to Phoenix, Arizona?
Yeah.
It's a little warmer.
The exciting thing for me is what awaits there. Like the excitement of like what's going to be there and what we are going to go through. It's killer excitement. It's like incredible. I can't even describe it. So excited.
Knowledge. I like to learn stuff, so just being able to take in the information from what other people have to say and going out and applying that. So that's
perfect. Good. All right, now Jeanette and Verla, please. And can we please have all the gold leaders in the room stand up? Show some love, guys. Oh yeah, dude. Amazing. And the last rank of the day might take another 30 minutes to get through this one. No, it's funny. I've at the diamond rank, guys, you are that leader. You now at this point, your main focus is to just keep putting more and more people in that exact same position that you're in. The development that this guy has had is absolutely phenomenal. It's been a roller coaster for myself and this guy, and I've had the privilege to be personally working with him, and I know where this kid's mentality is at. Kid, not anymore. Okay, right? So it's at the diamond rank, guys. You have a lot of people looking up to you. You are a big inspiration, and that's not because of that pin. That's because of the actions that got you to that pin. So this guy would die for his team, and his team knows that, and his team would die for him. So guys, please give it up for your new diamond leader, Shark Bennett!
It's a celebration. Let's celebrate. There's a party going on here. A dedication to walk throughout the year. So bring your good time.
First off, we gotta make sure UK sees you as well.
Okay, what's up?
Hey.
I'm coming.
Right? I bet. Beautiful. Well, as you can see, at this point, it's a luxury car bonus or college tuition or extra $400 a month, don't worry. And on top of that, do you see that trip?
I don't see snow there.
Right? No joke. So guys, that's actually when you help two of your golds, PEQs, hit the rank of gold on both sides of your business. They send you actually to Cabo or wherever it's going to be at that point. But Shark Pan, wow. Okay, me and this guy have had quite the journey. But why don't you just, man? It's been, how long has it been? First off,
For what?
Since you've heard about Vima and
It's 13 and a half.
13
months.
13 months. 13 months. And are people ready for what you're about to do this month?
No, they only
So this is just a temporary stop. Let's make this clear.
like getting gas.
You're right, exactly. Just
Like
refueling,
filling up right.
right? Plugging in. Sorry, this is funny. But so 13 and a half months. What do you think is the biggest thing that you've learned in the past 13 and a half months that's allowing you to have as much success as you're having and to lead with integrity with the people that you have looking up to you?
How long do I have? I'm joking. The biggest thing I would take away was there's two things. Number one, people say it's like a marathon, not a sprint. It's a very like profound statement. I think that's very true. Like we were on the car right here, we almost died. That's insane. But it wasn't meant to be. But what happened was we were talking about was like, okay, it's a marathon, not a sprint, but there is a sprint involved in VMA, and that is how quickly can you gain all this knowledge, right? That's the sprint aspect of it. The marathon aspect of it is letting your paycheck follow, right? The sprint aspect is how quickly can you master this game, right? How quickly can you gain all these skills? How quickly can you become that person? And that's a very quick sprint if you can make it that, right? People just have to be patient with the result. I think that's huge. And number two is, I would just say, if you're passionate about it, then it'll work out. You know what I mean? Like Gary Vaynerchuk says, in the 21st century, you have no excuse to be doing something you're not passionate about, right? You can make money in a lot of different ways, like very easily, right? So to do something you're passionate about, right? You chase your passion, you chase your purpose, the paycheck will follow, and I guess that's what happened here. And yeah, they still have no idea.
Beautiful, wow. So this month has obviously been, well, it was obviously a crazy month, and it's a lot to get a lot crazier. What do you attest your success to? Obviously, learning very quickly is a huge aspect of it, but why now? Why is all this happening right now?
I would say this month I would just give it back to my team, all right? Because like I'm just a representation. Like I'm not even on stage right now, right? It's just my team is on stage. The most proud moment is when you can help someone else achieve what you achieve. So for these guys to come up here and like every single person, like bronze, silver, gold, right? And next month diamond. Watch out for that. It's just for them to come up here and experience the same thing like that you would experience, and that you know that you played a part in changing someone's life, right? But it literally is all them. You know what I mean? Like I do what I can to become the person I need to be and let them take off. You know what I mean? Why this month? I don't know. I would say it's just a commitment to be there, and it turned out this month, and there's some fabulous things happening. But watch in March. Right?
Watch in March. Beautiful, guys. Give it up for Sharp Man. Watch this month. Trust me, watch this month. Guys, let's give it up. Where are the diamond leaders in the room? Where are the diamond leaders? Please stand up. DJ Bob Silva. Amazing, guys. So that's it for recognition. Guys, give it up for your leadership team, please. Okay, and I think I'm calling up two of my partners in crime. I don't think even one of them knows it. Yeah, he looks confused already. So this is going to be an interesting dynamic, and you know the other one. So guys, please give it up for Sharpan and Andrew Kaspiris. Come up to the stage, please. See, this is why people need to check their phones, okay? Communication is key, alright? Okay, that's good too. Okay, fair enough. So, here, let's make this right.
Is this
Come
right?
here. Is this how it works?
No, move back and move in.
We gotta move back and move in. Beautiful. Okay, so for the past couple of months, we've been having mastermind calls at what time every day, as long as Sharpan makes it on time?
9:45.
9:45, beautiful. So we've been communicating, it's been a crazy month, but every single morning we're in contact, and just like the leadership team, just like everybody else in this room, I know for sure, everyone's obviously always trying to get better. And through a mastermind session in the book Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, he talks about how you need to accept the fact and drop the ego and understand that through three minds it will be more powerful than just one. It just makes sense. And for you to think otherwise is just valuing ego over valuing what the potential of joining our minds or anybody's minds together can do for a culture and a team as a whole. Right? So we've really dropped our egos and wanted to communicate as openly and thoroughly as possible to put people in better situations to succeed, especially coming from a youth empowerment standpoint. I believe these two and a lot of people in the room are a big representation of a lot of the excitement. Like obviously the elders we get the wisdom from, but the youth is where we get the energy from. And a lot of this energy is being really directly applied right now, and you're going to be seeing this room get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger over the next couple. Sorry, not even a word for it, right? It's getting really, guys, in the next 6 months, we won't be in this here, okay? Because they can't on the second floor. It's dangerous, okay? So this is about to get really, really exciting, and I know for a fact that it's going to be a big aspect of it is going to have to do with these two combining together and every single one here in the room. So from a youth standpoint, because this is where everything is hot right now, right? A lot of movement's been going on, as you can see. Let's go and ask. I want to ask both of you guys some questions. You might not be prepared, apparently, but we'll work it out. And we want to make sure that you guys get as much value as possible, so you understand how to tap into this market from this perspective. As we know, 50% of the population is under 30 years old. 50% of the population is under 30 years old. And the people that at a younger age figure this kind of movement out in a different way to make more money, right, or a different way of making money in general, they're more open to recepting it because they're not already stuck in a specific pattern, right? They're more open. They're looking for something. And I believe that's what this generation is really doing. So when it comes to the text message example, as you saw, you've obviously been messaging a lot of people utilizing the experience.freedom.com website. So why don't you talk a bit about what kind of approach you've been using, what kind of mindset that you're having, and what kind of success that you're having with it.
Okay, cool. So yeah, basically throughout the whole new website, what I've been doing is I've been connecting with a lot of people I haven't talked to in literally like years. Because we all have Facebook. I pretty much have just a bit over 1,000 friends, and I always thought like my warm market was dead. So I went through like my whole Facebook friends list, and I made like 1,000 name list.
Wow.
Yeah, and I just that's why I still was talking about like 100 names is like, come on. A lot of people are very young. So pretty much what I did was I hit up a lot of people who I literally haven't talked to in like a long time. I think the longest was somebody from elementary school. That you just have these people on Facebook, you're not even aware of it. So I hit them up and I'd shoot them a message and ask, like, hey, how's everything been? I know it's been forever. Do you got a minute? To see if they're like free, and like that just sparks like the curiosity. Everyone's like, yeah, why? Like, what's up? It's so random. And I just like kind of like reconnect and then kind of talk to them about. I've been working on a project. I've been working on a movement to help inspire and empower the youth to pursue their passion, not their paycheck. And you can see like on my Facebook as well. Like that's what my picture says in like the display. So people have been seeing this too, and I've been getting a lot of responses like, hey man, I've been seeing what you're doing, and it's like really profound. Like it's like some of the, like I posted on the group too, like some of the responses I'm getting are crazy just from people seeing the website itself. And since Monday, I've had like 50 people who I've actually like followed up with, who I'm sending on like webinars and things like that, and then plugging them into events now. So it's been absolutely phenomenal. I'm just going on like a roll right now with personally enrolled, so that's beautiful.
You got it. You got it. It's really that simple, guys. And understand one thing that he said. Every single one of you is a media company first before you're doing anything. This is just the world that we live in. You understand that you don't get an option as to whether you do Twitter or not. If you're not on Twitter, you're still doing Twitter, just horrible, right? Because people are aware that you're not on Twitter. So this is the world that we live in, right? This is just the reality of how everything is looking. So think about the responses that he's getting based on what's on his news feed. There should not be a single negative thing on your news feed if you're doing this. If there's one thing where it's like, if you look at my history, ever since like 2011, I haven't had a bad day. I swear, like literally, like are you kidding? There's nothing where it's like, oh, this sucks or boo this. No, it's all positive vibes. You'd be shocked by, you have no idea the amount of people that are looking. You have no idea, right? So you are a media company first, and based on that kind of approach, right, just asking them to do you a favor, based on you coming from a positive mindset, they're going to react positively to you because of what they've seen on your newsfeed, right? So having that is a big starting point to be able to be like, hey, you got it. Cool? So that was really good, really powerful. And we've been having some, we actually, all three of us had a conversation as to what's been really exciting us over the past couple weeks, months, and one of the big testaments that you wanted to talk about as to why the success is happening this fast is a little bit about the storytelling. So why don't you elaborate on that?
Yeah. So this is how it is. This is how it is.
Hold on one second.
Give me a sec. Give me a chalkboard and everything. Okay, so storytelling is very important, right? All you are is a professional storyteller, right? Especially in this industry, and actually in any industry as well. Robert Kiyosaki says you are not, like the best company doesn't have the best products, right? It has the best leaderships that could convey a message. right? So your ability to convey your message is very powerful. And I think what everyone really needs to do is sit down, especially if you've been doing this for a couple months or even longer, is sit down and remember your first event and be honest and be like, what got you excited, right? What actually got you excited? Not like you don't have to say stuff because other people are saying it. Because what you have to understand is there are a lot of people like you that you can relate to. And that's a real testament to change. You could be like, okay, that's what I really cared about. That's what got me excited. And yes, Vima could provide that. But what now I'm excited about is something much bigger, right? So storytelling is very key. Like, if you ask anyone, you need to understand that. Look at all, like, if you look at like Vima's mission statement and then like what everything BK does, he uses very key words over and over and over again, right? I'm not going to go through them right now, but once you can ask Paul or like Stell or someone, and they'll give you those words and understand how you can incorporate those into your story, because that's what Vima is about, right? Vima is about their mission statement, and like you incorporating yourself into that will really show how you can take what they're doing, which is powerful, but like you can take it to a whole new approach. You can take it so much bigger. And your story will resonate with a lot of people, right? So it's like understanding how what you say impacts someone. And if you're speaking to a room of 5 people, every different person is perceiving it in a different way. So understanding that, that's a very powerful statement. So really work on your story, be able to tell it, and be able to tell your journey, right? It's not about where you start, it's about where you finish. And as long as you're progressing, like that's a very powerful concept to understand. And people, like Andrew, like that's amazing that he brought that up, which ties into what I'm saying, is like people see who he's becoming, right? And as long as you have that, you have an insane story. And this is the thing, you don't need to be like a rank to have a crazy story. Some of the most powerful stories I've heard are like members, right? Like health stories, or even like personal development, right? So understanding anyone has a powerful story is because how Vima actually touched you. Because if it didn't, you wouldn't be sitting in this room, right? If it didn't, you wouldn't be listening to me. So understanding that where this can go, where it could potentially go, and how your story, and that's the whole idea of edification, is like, if your story can inspire someone, they're gonna leverage your story as well. So you don't even know who the story is gonna touch, so become very good at telling it.
It's funny. It's perfect. You are telling a story online always as well, right? So this whole business is storytelling, and literally, guys, just putting people in front of the information. And now, because of the past month has been absolutely crazy and a lot of growth, and I believe that is due to the way that I feel like we're kind of angling the story and making it really, really relatable to the people that are the Gen Z, Gen Y, right? So we've actually put something together with the help of our, of course, Mark Pattern Daddy, whatever, right? Mr. Felipe Gabriel, right? Exactly. He's been helping us out and really put this thing, again, from here to the physical, right? So this is something that we're going to be launching. This is actually the flipbook presentation. They're still not even ready, okay? This is the flipbook presentation, and we're going to kind of go through the psychology as to why a couple little changes, why a couple little tweaks were actually put into place in order to make it more appealing to the newest person. So, of course, we're going to be starting off. Yeah, absolutely. So why don't we all just make sure we can all see. Beautiful. We'll pass it around so you guys can put in 2 cents here and there. So, of course, right from the beginning, guys, heart, of course, good. Okay. To educate, inspire, and empower all with an open mind and heart to pursue their passion, not their paycheck. So, guys, this is one of the first opening statements that we have. And with the young generation, guys, that's exactly what people want. Having freedom is just means doing what you want when you want to do it, right? So when you have enough backing behind you so that you can pursue your passion, you believe in yourself to the point where you can pursue your passion instead of just working day to day to day, that's when you're free. All right, that's when you're free. So next we have the exact same slide set up: health, money, time, skill set, obviously breaking everything down, what appeals to you, and what's your game plan. What do you guys think of the pictures? It's good, eh?
That might be someone I know.
By the way, okay, if you guys don't know, the reason that this, okay, where'd you work before?
I worked at McDonald's.
Where'd you work before?
McDonald's.
So we need more McDonald's employees in the house, okay? So we're kind of appealing to them, what's up, right? So, and guys, again, this is coming from, the youthful perspective. So this is not saying that every job, trading time for money, is McDonald's here, right? But this is just coming from the Gen Z, Gen Y. How many options do we really have? Right? Like, think about it. 53% of students don't get a job coming out of the end of university, so that means 53%, that means 27% of them are resorting to this. right? They are Starbucks, McDonald's, waiters, etc., etc. Right? So this is really going to hit and connect, I believe, with our generation. I don't know what you guys think. Exciting, right? And of course, back it up. I want to have, oh yeah. And we have our Subway guy. He looks really happy, but he's still there, so that's unfortunate, right? and take a look at partnership. Not bad. Which of the three do you want? Is that self-explanatory, right? Exactly. Beautiful. And a little party just in case. Cool. Now this, I don't know if you guys actually noticed this. Change in the order.
What is residual income?
What is residual income? Guys, a lot of the times, the majority of the time, the reason that people are going to listen to is they're getting some sort of a value, right? So if you provide value up front to people, meaning education, like finding out what residual income is life-changing, right? So if somebody doesn't know exactly what residual income is, and them knowing that we have this kind of information and we're just giving it away at the start, that's very, very powerful psychologically. They're going to be more open to hearing the information. So what is residual income? Then affiliate marketing. What is Vima? How much time and money to participate in the tools and training? Next. Hey. Right? Come on. Feel it out. So why Drake? Why?
Because if you're reading this, it's too late.
Okay. Right? So
if you're on this slide, you're already in. That's what it said.
So obviously being in the GTA, and not even just the GTA, just being at this generation, this is somebody that a lot of people can relate to, and relating that is gonna pretty hip. It's hip.
And for those of you that know that album, he made $360,000 in the first 20 minutes.
Jesus.
No marketing, no advertisements. It was huge.
And that's perfect, because then from that you can transition into affiliate marketing. Guys, I want you to hear what he said. $360,000 he made in the first 15 minutes. He didn't spend a dime on advertising. He didn't spend a dime. So imagine transitioning from Drake to talking about the money that he made, $360,000 through referrals, and then going into what do? Well, we word of mouth marketing. Right? Social media is at the bottom as well, so it makes it relatable. Again, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Pinterest. It's YouTube and LinkedIn. Yes, LinkedIn. Okay, good. Next. And also just a little couple of extras you guys will see here and there. Obviously still working with original slides. Putting in Amazon.com. Make sure to just really make these changes, guys. Make sure to vocalize them. It's good if it's on the screen, but just make sure to point them out. Compare to Amazon.com. You know, have you ever bought anything online like Amazon.com? That's exactly what it is. Right? Really simple. Next. It's a partnership, so just, guys, this should take 15 seconds. You honestly shouldn't even say all of them, but just so that they get the point, the visual. Next. And our CEO. Yes. So when we talk about a partnership, guys, a lot of the times they don't know, we never talked about, well, who's the partnership with? Right? Is the company cool, but who is the guy behind it? So instead of the mission statement, we're actually going to be having our CEO, BK Barreco. For those of you who don't know, won the Stevie Award, meaning Executive of the Year, at pretty much the Grammys of American Business last year. Back-to-back years. 2010, Steve Jobs, Ford, Coca-Cola. These are the different people that have won it in the past years. And in back-to-back years, our CEO has won it. Is this someone you want to partner with? Is this someone you want to partner with? Right? Exactly. So it really emphasizes that point. Okay. Talking about obviously the products. Still have the Vima.com/science. Actually, can we go back 2 seconds just so I can talk about it? So this, don't go into too much detail. People are going to get bored to death. You don't have to go. It's got this and this. Like I use the tools. Okay. First off, they're going to be scared by you knowing so much information because like I got to know what this guy knows. Like, geez, that's a lot. It's a lot and boring, right? So for our generation, you just need to make sure that emphasize the fact that look. It's healthy for you. They did double-blind clinical studies, meaning they spent millions of dollars on this thing. And if you really want to know more information, human.com/science. But what this says is that this is officially the healthiest energy drink on the market. Right? So just do that and move on. Talking about the products, et cetera, et cetera. Cut out the warehouse slide. And we're still talking about, obviously, where we are, international.
So during this slide, what I personally do, this is from Paul. We live in a very there's people in Toronto and Canada from everywhere, all over the world. So at this slide, what I like to say, because I heard Paul say it was a genius, It's like raise your hand if you know somebody have family in another country.
So that's,
raise your hand if you know somebody in another country. I think every single person in the room like knows somebody in another country, and that makes people think like big picture, because BK always says like, who do you know? Who do you know? Right, so I just wanted to make that point.
yeah, absolutely. So make sure to make that point clear, especially at this live. Who do you know? Do you know anyone in another country? Perfect. This is how simple it is. They could be in Australia Skyping. We're here. They order products from here somewhere, which is in Phoenix. Goes there, you get the paycheck. It's crazy when people really understand the value that they're getting from owning this business. And we get into the 8 pillars. So this is where we break down. Who do you know in these different countries? Who do you know that wants to improve their health, financial freedom, get more educated about time freedom, personal development, youth empowerment, ladies empowerment, spirituality, and philanthropy? Understand that you're hitting all angles. So there's always going to be some reason for somebody to get involved as to, okay, they're coming from this place, this place, this place. And if one of those 8 don't connect with them, okay, perfect, thank you. Right?
I like the youth empowerment one too.
Nice, eh?
Good looking guy.
You right? There it is. And the 4 simple steps slide. Okay, get excited about this. I'm telling you, because this Mark Patterdaddy did not have to do this for us. Okay, I'm telling you, the amount of effort that has to go into making this looks like it's in the flipbook, does it not? Does it literally not look like it's like it should be one of the pages? BK's going to call us in a second and be like, "What's going on here?" Right? Because look how powerful this is, especially for the youth guys. Think about what's sticking out here. Get involved. 100% money back guarantee, affiliate pack, and auto delivery really quickly. Help 3 in a week. Help 3 of your friends make the same decision. You get $700. Right? Step 3, go for gold. Right? Go for gold. You go to Phoenix, Arizona. Think about what's going on in this person's head. Who's gone to Phoenix, Arizona before? I've never even thought about going to Phoenix, Arizona before this, to be fair. But how many people do you know that have been to Phoenix, Arizona, or just want to, at this age, travel? Right? That want to get out of the country. Right? So having that kind of opportunity, 2-night stay for free, and then you can start emphasizing, well, think about what happens when you go to Phoenix, Arizona, you take a selfie, all your friends are like, what's going on? It's a lot of credibility behind it. And then when you help 2 of your friends go to Phoenix, Arizona, which is what you just did, you now go to Cabo. What? It's a people helping people business. And this is what this is really going to get it across. So I think this slide is going to be very, 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 of course, tuition, car bonus, Premier Club, just amazing. Absolutely amazing. And this is going to be one of the last slides. Transparency is key. Absolutely key. So everybody needs to know exactly what every single one of these are looking like. And at the silver rank, guys, you literally have doubled. You literally have doubled what your investment was on a month-to-month basis. So as soon as you help people understand that the whole point is to get them to just be making their money back, get them to silver so that they're doubling their money, get them to gold so they go to Phoenix, they come back, they help their friends do the exact same thing. Guys, people are going to start looking at it like a game. Right? And young people love games. So this is really, really, really powerful to emphasize on. It's amazing.
What is mentioned?
Coming soon. Coming soon. As soon as you hit the rank, then we'll update it. Good. Good. And of course, we have VIMA Affiliate Action Plan. Welcome to the Revolution, Project Lionhearts. Just emphasizing and again plugging in the support system that we have as a unit have. And enjoy the ride. Amazing. Amazing. Guys, give it up for Felipe Gabriel for making this. How do you guys feel about that? Is that good or what? Oh yeah, no, it was there.
Yeah, we just say it.
Did I?
I don't think it was called. Say what?
Project Lionhearts? Did I say it?
Yeah.
Oh, you said it? I was
You were sleeping.
I was watching the screen on it.
I appreciate it. Anyway, so
You were
now
waiting for the car.
Okay, beautiful. So guys, why don't you just give it up again for your youth empowerment leaders and your spiritual All right, guys, I honestly know for a fact we're on the right track based on where everything is, based on what we're going to be putting into the works over the next just couple of weeks. This is absolutely going to get really, really crazy. So I want to give it back to our mentor, Felipe Gabriel. Just wrap it up.
All right. So we're going to take this thing home, guys. I know a lot of you guys are probably in a rush to get out here. I just wanted to make some quick announcements and also give you guys some perspective, because what you just noticed up here was a youth empowerment pillar, right? It was youth empowerment pillar up here. So they were giving you guys perspective as far as what they want, what their demographic is, and what resonates with them, and what they think is going to be more exciting for people in their age demographic. So a lot of the rank advancements that you guys saw this month was which pillar? Youth empowerment. There's a reason why. They've been doing this, they just didn't necessarily have the visual to go with it. So that's where the mastermind happened, and we kind of put those visuals together. Now, how many of you guys, regardless of demographic, would love to have a Paul Gulkowski or a Sharpen or Andrew in your business?
Oh, yeah.
Regardless of age, you would want that to happen. Now, where did YPR start? Who is the face of YPR company-wide? Alex, Brad. Who got them involved?
Tom and Marty.
Who?
Marty.
Marty Wawerka. Has anyone any idea who that guy is? Or how old that guy is? Or young that guy is? Okay, well, let's just say he is not YPR, but he attracted YPR. Okay, so don't think that what you're seeing here, when you see YPR on the stage, don't disconnect because you are not that age. Because you want the energy of young people in your organization, so you need to know how to speak their language. So I'm always all ears when I hear, that demographic saying and expressing what it is that they want, because these are the types of people that I also want in my organization. You want to balance the demographic across the board. Now, outside of YPR, so I'm considering myself outside of YPR, so everyone else that's, let's say, not in that demographic, was there anything on the flip book with these changes that you guys as a demographic would also use? Because there's some slides on there that I'm definitely going to be using myself. Yes. Is there any slides outside of the YPR demographic that you guys want to use as well too, based on what you saw? Show of hands?
Yes.
All right, cool. If that's the case, use it, right? Just do what they did and just know that here's a system, but it's just a framework. It's just a guideline. BK is constantly encouraging innovation, and that's all we did here, right? So if there's certain things that aren't working for you as a demographic, but you haven't really made any changes or adjustments because you feel like this is the system, go ahead and make those changes. And just think back to what got you excited. Do you want to know what got me excited about this VIMA opportunity before I knew what it really was about? The rank advancement chart. That's what got me. It was seeing the ranks, and it was seeing this journey and this game to me called VIMA that I just wanted to win. It excited me, this journey of going through these different ranks and seeing the payouts. So that's why we brought back, something like this. Now, if the goal is financial freedom, check this out. And how many of you guys are familiar with the money management system, with the jars? If you're not familiar with it, you got to get familiar with it, okay? Because this is where, again, the mentorship of Stell, Rick, and Judy come into place, okay? Financial intelligence. The key to financial freedom, and Paul expressed this yesterday, is doubling, okay? Your income has to double your expenses if you are going to follow that money management system. So your income needs to double your expenses. So hypothetically, let's say right now, your expenses are $1,000 a month. For you to take advantage of that money management system and to understand financial intelligence, what rank do you need to be according to these numbers for you to be financially free? Platinum. Or just shy of platinum, because you need to double your expenses. So if your expenses are $1,000 a month, Diamond is not cutting it. Diamond is just allowing you to break even. Okay? If you want to be financially free, you need to double your expenses. So your goal would be platinum. And you'd be financially free based on those expenses. So you guys can see how big of a game changer a simple slide like this is. And all this is here is directly from VIMA. It's the financial disclosure according to what each rank makes in a year. And all we did was put it into a monthly. So we took these numbers and divided by 12. So you can see here $514 a month is the gold rank. All we got to do is really help people get to silver more than anything. Because at silver, your product is free for the year, plus you've profited $1,500 at the end of the year at the silver rank if you add up all the numbers. Okay? So this is really, really cool. This is really, really huge. And then this is when all the momentum happened. When we had this simple, 4 simple steps. A lot of people get excited about the information, but here's the disconnect. After the presentation, they don't necessarily know what the next step is. They don't necessarily know what they would need to be doing next. And that fear of the how prevents people from getting started. So this paints that picture of what you got to do. You got to go to your product. You got to help 3 people. We're going to send you on a trip, okay? And then we're going to help some of your friends go onto that trip, and we're going to get Diamond Premier Club, etc., etc. Is that cool, guys? Okay, you guys see why we made some of these changes? And then obviously this, when you hit this, I just wanted to give my perspective on this slide. And there's a reason why it's not at the very beginning. Remember at the very beginning it said, like, who do you know in health, financial, time, freedom, and personal development? Notice how we don't have all 8 at the very beginning? Because Shane brought up a great point the other day, and that it's a little bit too overwhelming seeing all this right at the beginning of the presentation. So we don't want to overwhelm people, but what we do want to do at the very end is say, all right, now, who do you know? Just after we talked about the international markets, who do you know that could get excited about any one of these 8? Because guess what? Our organization, and this is the key point, our organization, our movement, our team called Project Lionhearts, we're not just about free, we're not just about financial. We're not just about, health. We're also huge on youth empowerment, ladies empowerment. And you know what's going to happen in those chairs where your guests are? That girl that was disconnected possibly to that presentation, all of a sudden saw ladies empowerment, now you got her attention. That person who's more interested in philanthropy or spirituality, now you got their attention to simply ask questions as far as, oh, like I saw there was something to do with philanthropy. What else do you guys do? Boom. You send her, the appropriate information, send her the website, whatever it is. So we just want to tie in all the value that we bring to the table as an organization. So for me to wrap this up, just a couple of announcements, guys. Ladies, okay, there's an amazing Ladies Inspired by Purpose event happening in St. Catharines. Okay, you want to get people there. It's going to be incredible. Guys, we got to do our part. We got to get more and more, all our contacts as far as females, women are concerned at these events, because these events are, who's been to a Ladies Inspired by Purpose event? Okay, what's the feedback for anyone that's gone to one of these events? Unreal, okay? So start leveraging these amazing events, guys. So the details are all there tomorrow. Okay, it's happening tomorrow at 12 o'clock. The event is 12 o'clock lunch. The event starts at 1 p.m. Okay? Also this Sunday, let's give a big shout out to Tony. Okay? Amazing. Okay, so anybody who wants to work on that philanthropy pillar, well, guys, plug in at this event here. It's the Gateway Shelter. You get to give back, give your time, help the homeless, feed them, and that's Tony's passion, guys. So again, philanthropy is critical. Save the date. Save the date. Did you guys get a lot of value today? Yes. Okay. Did you guys notice a lot of changes today? Yes. Did you notice innovation today? Yes. Yes. Are you excited about the changes in innovation? Yes. Now, the people who aren't here right now, are they excited about the changes in innovation? No. Because they're not here, right? So they're a little bit disconnected to what's going to happen this month because they didn't plug in. So notice how there's constantly innovation and changes happening for all of us to get better and to tell the story better. That's why you always got to be present and book in advance every single one of these events. So next month, our training and recognition event, guys. Stay tuned for the details as far as the venue goes, just in case the numbers are growing and we've outgrown this space. But it is Saturday, March 21st. The time is still the same. Cool? So guys, that's it. I hope you guys are fired up more than ever. If you've heard the success stories, you know the time is now to build upon this type of energy that we've created as a team. So let's just go tell the story this month, guys, and we'll re-meet all back one month from now to celebrate your success in this last month, guys. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate it.
Yeah, so that's going to be on ProjectLionheart.com.
It's already up on ProjectLionheart.com. Not for like a download, but it's just for you to scroll through. And then I'll put the actual card for you in the drive. Cool. Yes.